Satina is a web-based animated series created by Scumhouse Studios. You may have seen the finished product, but a lot went into this first episode. And so join me, Pina, as we dive on in to see how Scumhouse first started. Before that, this video is brought to you by Wondershare's PDFelement, and let me say, if you want to be in the business world, you must have a good PDF program. Sending people docx and other unedited files just isn't professional. PDFs are way easier to manage. But what can PDFelement do for me? Well, it's an all-in-one PDF editor, meaning you can create, edit, convert, and even sign PDF documents on your Windows or Mac OS. If you're looking for a great Adobe alternative, purchasing the one-time fee will get you the program forever. If that's too much, between now and September 3rd, you can get good discounts for this program. Check the link in the description, and hope you enjoy editing some PDFs. Also, at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing an XP Pen tablet giveaway. Stay tuned for that.
Wait, that's the day?
Long before Satina was a twinkle in US-based animator Hannah Daigle's eye, she created comics, one specific of note being Felinia. I'm sorry.
Centers around this character Blaze, who is kind of in theme to Satina. His father was a forest dweller and his mother was a city dweller.
Already reusing concepts, Hannah.
Yeah, I'm just a hack, dude. I don't have any original ideas.
A hack gets one good chop every once in a while.
Yeah.
And while this was happening, Shaggy and Arnie actually met on an old Discord server. Smiling Friends? No, not the TV show, I mean the old Discord server for fans of Zach Hadel. I sure hope there's a picture available of it. Shaggy, of South Africa, and Arnie of Venezuela, now America, met after Arnie posted some art within the content sharing tab. And with their combined power, these two creators teamed up to work on a secret project as Hannah went off to college of the animation variety to Monsters University. Concluding her comic for now, she completed 150 pages between 2014 and 2018.
I believe I ended the comic because I got older. Like I kind of outgrew it. I started to see the inconsistencies in the very beginning.
Furries.
I did. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever outgrow furries, but like I started to realize, man, I was only 14 when I made this, and it was like it's kind of a mess. So I stopped, and there was like a period of time when I think around a month I was trying to redo the beginning. Like I wanted to redo chapter 1 and 2. I think I got like 8 pages in. I realized eventually after that there was no way I could get away with just doing chapter 1 or 2. I would have to like start the whole thing over, and that kind of demoralized me. So I was just like, all right, let's just shelf this project until I can come back to it with full force.
But with every creator, new projects always form, and so for her second year of animation class in 2018, Hannah had to create a person for her character design class.
I wanted to create a character for my class that was like simultaneously fun to draw and easy to animate. So yeah, Satina is basically just like shapes and triangles. So she's like, fun to draw, easy to animate. You're all set.
Some of these drawings and doodles ended up on DeviantArt and Twitter, which led to this infamous picture of Dave and Satina, which at this point was just called Banshee, before she changed it to Satina, Girl Satan. And I say infamous as this picture landed on the comic side of 4chan, where the people there actually enjoyed it. This caught the attention of Arnie, who frequented the board. Noticing the reaction to the picture, showed it to Shaggy, which in turn told him to get in contact with Hannah as soon as possible. December 5th, 2018, Arnie contacted Hannah, as I mentioned before, and the three started to work closely to further the concept. The short was completed February 27th, 2019, and was released March 1st in 2019 on Hannah's channel. But were they right about this prediction? Was it going to be a success? Yes, for as of this video, it has 8 million views.
If you're not down here the minute I open the portal, I will personally convince death to end your life early, and I will drag your ass directly into the eternal fire chamber.
Okay.
9 days later, Hannah posted a skit animation using audio from the film 40-Year-Old Virgin, no copyright claims there, and went on to 4chan March 22nd, 2019 to thank their board for the support. A Patreon video was made to help support her works, and a short little stream was made with another short animation release to hype up the first episode of Satina to release fall of 2019. It actually released April 18th, 2020. And surely something or things must have happened during production. So let's dive on in.
we like this concept. We have some connections with other people, and you should make this an animated series. And I was like, wow, yeah, I would love to do that.
The trio of artists, Arnie, Han, and Shaggy, needed a name for the studio, so people wouldn't just be saying their names in a row just like I did right there. Arnie suggested Scum Gang as a joke after being turned down from Kinotunes, which was a popular meme at the time, and so Scumhouse Studios was born with Satina Episode 1 being their first major project. Animated not in Flash nor Toon Boom, the series is actually animated in Clip Studio Paint DX. They chose that program as Hannah has a thing for good line quality.
Line quality is just something that I'm very, very anal about, especially in Satina, because the lines are very specific style in which I draw things.
Hey, Lucia.
Episode 1 took about 13 months to produce, with Hannah and Shaggy as writers, and Arnold, Arnie, as the main storyboarder, producing half of the episode's boards. Originally supposed to come out during the fall of 2019, it was released in April of 2020. This was due to a couple of issues during production. Finding voices for the cast was a must, as originally, Hannah voiced Lucia and Satina. So while the story and boards were being made, talent was a bit hard to find.
Jesus, our one voice actor was such a goddamn fucking diva. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
He was
Hey,
always
Was that the
late.
Hans guy?
Just
Yeah.
dealing with this shit day in, day out.
This
Gotta get
guy,
him the right kind of
listen.
Skittles. Fucking threw a fit because we didn't get him the right goddamn microphone. What the fuck is a green Yeti? Everyone knows it's a blue Yeti. But we couldn't explain this to him. And I had to go on Amazon and show him that a green Yeti didn't exist. Like,
Yeah.
it took us
Mhm.
ages to find the voice actor for Lucia and Satina because we really didn't want Hannah to continue voicing both the characters like she did in
Yeah.
her short. We wanted to try and get actual VAs.
Luckily, Shannon Hobby, Hans van Harken, and Leia Birkin were found for the main cast, and if that Hans name sounds familiar, then you must recognize his Newground days. There they are. Just like how you might recognize the screams of Zach Hadel.
Ages ago when we were still with storyboards, and Arnold had just drawn this fat otaku nerd who's going to get his soul sucked. I think we're in a call with Hans, and we were like, damn, you know what would be cool? If we could get Zach Hadel or Psychic Pebbles to voice Melvin, that'd be dope. And then Hans was like, he's my neighbor, I could ask him.
I knocked on his door and I showed him the animatic, and I was like, I mean, you down? And he's like, sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone fit their part well enough, however, it's the small subtle deviations that come with recording voice actors. Although Hannah and Shaggy had a clear vision, it's the whole team that can add their own spice to the mix that is creative soup. And what a nice soup this turned out to be. Voice actor Brock Baker was Hobo Bob, and something actually happened during the voice recording.
You know how it sounds like he's walking away when he says, I fucking love beer? That's because he was actually walking away from his mic when he said that. That's what the audio sounded like to us.
Oh, I was wondering if that was a sound
animated
mixing thing.
I totally agree with that shirt, bro. Beer for the win! I fucking love beer.
Also to note is Pete Acetro, better known as VoiceOver Pete, actually gave a lot of influence to his character.
I don't know what the AT double hockey sticks you did. You better get up to my office this
The
second.
original line was, what in the hell have you just did? And we didn't know that he doesn't do curse words at all. Like, even hell.
Yeah.
Oh, that was he just improvised that.
He just
did.
improvised into HE double, and we thought that was so fucking funny
That
that
is
we were like,
so
this is
good.
perfect. We just, obviously, we kept it in because we thought it was amazing.
David, late, disheveled, and living out casual Friday. On a Tuesday, I see.
Of course, voice acting is one side, and production is the other half. Really more than half. Most of it. I'd say most of it. As Hannah traveled to New York to work on the cartoon, additional help was needed to finish the animation, with extra artists being hired to help. But there were snags in the pipeline.
We only have one background artist, Anna. If you ever look at our backgrounds, we get a lot of compliments on the backgrounds for our show, and that's on Anna. But we realized at the pace that she was getting these out that it was going to bottleneck what we were doing. And we kind of looked at our budget and we were like, cool, we have a certain amount of money. All of those backgrounds, bar a few, were done by a guy named Laz. And we said, like, can you do this for us? You don't understand, dude. When he told us his rates, we had like a few dollars left that month after paying him. We got so lucky with our Patreon. Like, we had just enough every month to like get what we needed done, to not halt, to not like grind production to a halt. We always had to weigh the pros and cons. We had some animators who did really good rough animation, and then Hannah would have to clean it up to get it on model because we didn't have very good character sheets, like model sheets for the character. That's one of the mistakes that we made. So we didn't have good reference for freelancers who worked like in a different country to really animate our characters on model. So we'd get the animation, it was good, but then Hannah would have to spend time cleaning stuff up.
From taking time to find voice actors, the lack of reference sheets, and even where to invest the money, episode 1 was completed, and cost between $10,000 and $11,000 to make, with the money going to the respective artists and not into the pocket of Hannah, Shaggy, and Arnie. But for every setback, a lot was learned along the way.
If you're collaborating, you got to understand that it is a lot better for people to be enjoying the work that they're doing than being efficient. Like, there were times when we were working on this when, say, like the boards were getting done in a certain way. I would say, look, please don't do it this way because it's not efficient and stuff like that. And I would like berate people to try and be more efficient and do things in a more, economical way, not realizing how badly it would kill people's motivation. So sometimes it is just okay if you're a producer to just think, okay, this could get done faster, but at least this way the people working on it aren't going to burn out.
Interesting fact, between the release of the student film and episode 1, Hannah submitted her short to a local film festival and won audience favorite with a nice plaque to show. There it is. Scumhouse is a growing business, as not only do they have an award-winning short and full episode under their belt, they are working on more than one project. Such ones include Naughty Boys, Hot Salsa, Perfect Rock, and a secret cartoon for later. Working together to bring new stories and art styles to the world is something the trio of Arnie, Hannah, and Shaggy strive for.
Everyone wants to sort of break it out on their own. They want to be the guy. They want to be the auteur. Sometimes it's nice to join an art collective. Sometimes it's nice to work with other people. I could be making a bunch of like self-published comics or like my own animated stuff, but it's like, is that what it's really about? It's just like putting out more art there. Just like connect with people, man. Like, people are nice.
Our goal was always to help people going into the future. We never wanted to be a studio that if you wanted to make your show that you've been, that's your passion project, you have to sign over the rights to us. We're always going to make it so that whoever works with us keeps the rights. And if they choose, if we help to make a pilot and it gets successful, or some other studio wants to then provide the budget to make the full thing, they're welcome to go off. We want to help other people make their projects a reality. That was our mindset. And when we contacted Hannah, ideally, if you want to work with us, like if the collaboration is going to work, you need to be a creator of some sort. So either you're like a really good writer or a really good character designer or a really good background painter, and you say, I've got this idea, I'll do this on the project. And then we'll say to them, okay, we'll do this on the project. Like Miguel with Hot Salsa, we helped him make like a little animated teaser, and he helped us clean up footage on Satina.
And for now, to end the saga of Satina and Hannah, there were some notable experiences she had during the success of her cartoon. Before Hannah was known for Satina, she was just a regular art student that no one understands. Except everyone understood.
Popular-ish in college because people like my little doodles. And,
At an art college?
At an art college, yeah, it's surprising. But I tried to be very sociable in college and like make a lot of friends, and that's why freshman year was so great for me, because I was like being social for the first time and I was connecting with people.
An extrovert at an art college, and that's surprising.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm an extrovert. I'm an introvert who tries really hard.
You're just a vert?
I'm a vert.
Remembering that she released the short while she was still attending Monster University, she did notice some changes in behavior in regards to her peers.
I definitely did have a lot of people kissing my ass way more than I did before I released the cartoon. I've had people come up to me and be like, wow, you got a million views on that video, Hannah. I'm like, yeah, thanks. And they're like, it feels very uncomfortable because I know they're only interested in me because I had this success on YouTube.
But as Hannah left college into this brave new world of busy business, she found some hidden problems along the way.
But how do you deal with the weirdos, the stonkers,
Oh,
the schlobbos, the mumbos?
the mumbos and the dumbos and the little bitty grumbos.
But don't forget the jumbos.
And the jumbos. The jumbos are the worst ones. Stalkers are very upsetting. Used to seeing some shit on the internet. I'm used to like people making empty threats and stuff. I was pretty popular on DeviantArt, so I got a lot of like creepo messages. You have to remember that most of it is just like empty threats. Like I've had somebody like threatening to kill me. Yeah, it's just like you can kind of tell which ones are like just fucking with you and which ones are like actually from mentally deranged people. For the mentally deranged people, I just block them. If they're like overly friendly, or if they're like, you know, they send you nudes or whatever, that's always scary. Just block them immediately. Make sure that none of your personal info is online. Make sure your Facebook is privated if you have a Facebook. Make sure your address is nowhere to be seen. Don't have your address anywhere. It's just a bad idea. Even if you want to get in contact with people for business purposes, you can always give them your address in private. Nobody needs to know that for any reason online. They're only going to use it for bad.
That's why we have P.O. boxes.
Yeah, that's why we have P.O. boxes. They're
Stands for please leave me out of this.
Please, oh, don't shoot me in the face.
While going through all the hardships that Hannah has to each day, she is able to pursue her passion and keep moving forward into this art world.
So what would you say to the people who have ideas but don't feel motivation?
If you are passionate enough about something, I believe that you have the capacity to do it, even though it may not feel like it. Start with something small. Don't overwhelm yourself with some big project you have to make. That's how I solidify all my ideas. Is I get a big Google Doc and I write everything down with like I write all my ideas, all the lore, all the plot ideas I have, and it just feels good to write. It's just so freeing to just write without any restraint, and then you can go back and filter your ideas later. Like I think a lot of people are preoccupied with like the idea that they have to create something good or else they're a failure, they're not going to make it. Like the first things you make are going to be shitty, and you have to accept that. You have to look back on that and be like, yeah, the first thing I did was shitty, but the second thing was a little less shitty because I learned from the first thing. And then the third thing I made was pretty good because I had all that experience under my belt. Being a creative in a professional field is all about like building off of your own experience and the experience of others. So don't be afraid to make shitty things and then make better things in the future.
What's going on? Is this a prank?
David, my boy. Congratulations.
From the humble beginnings of being found in 4chan, Hannah, Arnie, and Shaggy did what would have been unthinkable years ago. From all over the world, these three set out to produce a cartoon that captured the eyes of millions, and use that attention to help others create more. And seeing the hardships that come with independent animation makes watching the final product that much worth it.
But what did you think of the first episode?
It was okay. But what's better than okay is this XP Pin sponsored tablet giveaway. What do we have? What a year it is for arts and production, as it's XP Pin's 15th anniversary of existing. And so being a fan of their tablets for a very long while, I'm glad to introduce you to the Innovator 16, Deco Mini 7, and Deco Mini 4 drawing tablets. Between now and September 14th, 2020, not only do you get special packaging with the tablet, but also postcards, stickers, a keyring, and a very nice ink pen. And if you want to win one of these cool drawing tablets, then follow these steps. Follow XP and I and Pin on Twitter, adding us with an original drawing of Peter Griffin, adding Identify Your Color with the drawing. Oh, and if you made it this far, this is this week's drawing. Ooh. Special thank you to Hannah, Arnie, and Shaggy for appearing in the video, as well as Miguel for getting us all in contact. Cool. And a very big thank you to the patrons you see on the screen, as if it wasn't for them, this video wouldn't exist. You can also buy merch, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, or watch my second channel. Until next time, please don't forget to have